With that, just moments away now from the kickoff here live from the Showa Dome in Oita, Japan. In the number 3 Australian Wallabies taking on number 10 in the World Rugby Rankings, Japan. Brave Blossoms coming into this one with their captain, first time Peter Labuschagne, number 7, and then his opposing number 7, Michael Hooper for Australia, wearing that captain's band as well. 51 caps, the 8th most for Michael Hooper. And Ben Foden, who do you think we'll have be calling out multiple times throughout today's match here on either side?
I think all eyes have to go on. I feel him and Nick White are very much at the helm, so that 9-10 combination should be the maturity in the Australian side. Also look for Andrew Kellogg on the wing. He's been a try-scoring machine over the past couple of fixtures, so looking forward to seeing him on the wing.
For sure, we are just about ready to go as we've got the countdown going. Referee Paul Williams sounds the whistle, and we are underway here in Japan. Kickoff taken cleanly. Just inside the 22-meter line here for the Brave Blossoms. Keep it inside. Lost about a meter there and go straight to the box kick up over the top. Collected nicely there on the side. Take it in over the 10-meter line. Wallabies with a good start here. Nice hard running line. Into contact. Goes Valentini. So Wallabies try to go weak here. Looking for some space. Have a couple there on the outside. Able to work their way through. But eventually knocked out into touch. Japan tried to go quick, but Williams will slow this one down as we reach our first stoppage point here.
Yeah, I think they'd be very happy with that start, kicking deep. Reece Hodge being very solid under that. They got good front football, and they tried it down that blind side, getting just outside the 22, but at the start of the game.
Sushi Sakate, Hooker with the throw here. For Nelson. The Aussie native comes down with it. Solid push back from the Wallabies, though. Leave this one taken inside the 22. Kick option available. We'll go up over the top here. Nagari chooses the air, taken cleanly in the back. Wallabies still in good form here. Some nice pressure to start the match. Looking to go weak. A nice little dish, little offload at the tackle there. We keep things moving. White continues to choose to go that far side of the pitch. Now come back in, but hard charging defense from Japan stifles that. Sakate, the hooker, back with another tackle. Now look to swing it here to the near side. Strong run in. Not many meters being made here. On a phase about 6 or 7. But still right at that 10-meter line, so strong defense from the Brave Blossoms here in the first few. Strong, quick running line here, able to break past the initial contact. Back in again. Wallabies working their way up to the 22 now, continuing to take it weak, finding some space here on the edges. White back in with a nice little pop pass to the big boys. Now out to Cooper, all the way to the far side. Still nothing doing. Tough to break this Brave Blossom defense so far. Knocked back, says the referee, and a bit of a scramble for it now for the Wallabies. Able to secure it, but it's eventually taken away by Japan. Quick chip over the top. Grants them some valuable possession here. Force them back inside their own 22. Now some pressure here. Look to settle things. Keep it inside with the big boys. Just to recycle here. Set up the box kick. White dishes it back out, and Cooper will put this one into touch. Nice take there, and we'll go quick. Brave Blossoms back on the attack now, right at midfield. Center of the pitch, into contact goes Jimeno. Suki Jimeno with 18 caps. Bit of an error there, drives them back some. Back at midfield with it. Nice little run there from Nakamura, but the pass goes awry. And a knock-on eventually there. Strong pressure from the Wallaby defense to set up that scrum here, attacking scrum from just outside the 10-meter line.
I think Japan would be disappointed with the outcome there. They seem to have Australia on the ropes there. The transition from defence into attack was superb. Great box kick over the top. Really got them on the front foot. A great chase by the winger, tackling Andrew Keelock in the corner and pinning them back. But a few awry passes, and it meant their attack broke down.
I do have an injured player here. Take a quick break. But yeah, strong work, I think, from Japan, especially on the defensive end there. They'll definitely look to use the boot and get it out of their own 22 anytime they're down there. But so far, strong defense, wouldn't you say, from the Brave Blossoms?
Yeah, it's very encouraging for them as well. Obviously, these games are very physical, fast out the blocks. First thing you want to lay down is your foundation. So Cherry Blossoms will be very happy with the start of the game. They soaked up the attack from Australia early doors and then managed to turn around, make good transition from defence into attack, and suddenly had them on the ropes. They took that quick line out, which was good. It shows that they want to play with tempo, play on top of Australia. But like I said, a few awry passes just meant they checked their attack, and it sort of fizzled out, and they lost possession.
Venga goes through the final motions here with the tech. About ready to get this one back going. Again, as you mentioned before the broadcast, these teams coming off some good matches earlier in the year with Australia, 4 wins on the hop here, defeating South Africa and Argentina twice. Had the defeats to New Zealand, but overall they did have another series win against France early in July as well. On the Brave Blossom side, losses against the British Irish Lions and Ireland back in July. 39-31 loss to Ireland, who they beat in the World Cup. So they still in some decent form against a strong Ireland squad, but we'll see who's able to come on top here. Both these teams will fly off to Europe for a few matches later on. Both teams taking on Ireland and Scotland, and then Portugal as well for Japan, and it'll be Wales on the slate as well. Wales and England for Australia. So early drive there. And off the penalty, off the free kick, scrum chosen again. So we'll have another put in here for Australia.
We just saw with the stats there, big diff weight in the forwards. I think the Japanese side are conceding over 30 kilos to the Australians. So we mentioned that physical battle means they need to be up for the game and win those collisions. And this is a very important scrum for Japan.
Bit of a drive there. Starts the turn and advantage given. Taking it off the back. Cooper, little pop pass back inside. Back out over the 22-meter line. Nice little inside ball from Cooper. Wallabies recycle. Back into contact. 10 meters out now. Just over 5 minutes gone here in the first half. Cooper tries to go out to the far side. Wallabies still in possession now. White back to the left. It's a skip pass up over the top. Collision in midair. Wallabies still in with it. Over the 22-meter line again. Hot pass almost went awry there, but they're able to hang on. Off their feet, not supporting their body weight there on the Brave Blossom, so advantage being played here for Australia. Nice little inside run, beautiful offload, and Australia have the first try of the match. Tom Wright comes in from the wing position and gets the feed and a beautiful offload from Cooper for the first try.
Yeah, Japan must be kicking themselves. They're giving away penalties, which giving advantage to Australia, meaning that Quade Cooper can try things, try the inside balls, try the blind passes, and this one pays off with a great offload to his exciting new winger, who takes the chance very, very nicely and scores under the post.
Able to step around a couple of defenders there and notch the first 5 up on the board for the Wallabies. And the last time these two teams played, it was a 63-30 win for Australia. But again, that was back in 2017, before this meteoric rise that we have seen the Brave Blossoms go on.
It's interesting to think of that, like we talked about, that meteoric rise 2 years later, 2019, Japan managed to go and get themselves in the semi-final. So it shows how far this team have come in a very short period of time.
And it's also the brand of rugby that these guys are playing. Very quick, high energy, high pace. They'll run you off the pitch if you're not careful. And it kind of shows what the brand of rugby that they're playing in the top league in Japan. And it's definitely trickled down and given the Brave Blossoms a big opportunity to progress through and up the charts.
Australia hitting first. Quade Cooper looking sharp out there, inside balls, looking good with ball in hand. I think the big thing for Japan is they need to get a foothold in this game by getting hold of the ball, getting through the phases, and getting comfortable in the game. At the moment, they seem to be doing a lot of defending, and Australia have the talents and the ability to cut this team apart. So for me, possession is going to be key now for Japan in the next couple of minutes of this game.
We see Cooper there, again, just a great job of kind of moving back inside, sucking that defender in, and then back to the out to leave room for the offload. Restart underway here, taking inside the 22. Leota in with that one. Keep it in, over 22-meter line now. Make sure this one does not go straight out into touch here. Looks like it does, though. And again, they brought it over the 22, so this one will be coming back to where the kick was taken. So a mistake there from Australia sets up Japan right at the 22-meter line here with the line out.
Yeah, under Nick White, usually so cold-headed, just forgetting where he was on the field, taking the ball back into the 22, kicking the ball out on the full, means that it gives a great opportunity to Japan to get this attacking line, attacking the ball.
Scott Day in again to Cornelson, able to get it off. Strong run for the 22-meter line, but it's stolen by Cooper. Gives it right back, though, and now Japan looking for some space here on the near side of the pitch. Over the 22-meter line. The contact, there goes Labuschagne. Stolen away now by Australia, and they'll look to clear the lines. This one out into touch. Bring them somewhere about at the 10-meter line or so. But relieving a bit of pressure there as we see some expansive work here by Japan.
The team's coughing up there. They're both, especially Japan, you just see they're trying to force the ball a little bit when it's not quite on for them to go. They've carried well. They need to keep that momentum going and carry the ball to the ball in the red areas.
But another takeaway here by the Wallabies. Over the 22. Brave Blossoms looking to retain possession. Off their feet there is Australia, and so advantage being played now for Japan. About 10 meters out. Nagare gets it out of there. Quick little chip through. This one out into touch, and so we'll come back to the penalty. Lafayette went for a bit of razzle-dazzle there. Didn't come away, and so we'll have a penalty here.
Yeah, it was good awareness by him picking up the ball there, seeing that they were very slow to get in the pillars of the ruck. And he just makes it 20 meters down that side. You can see what they're trying to do. They get the advantage, ball in behind, make it a 50-50 going for that line. But sadly, the kick too much on it and ran out, but the penalty, going to kick for time.
Definitely look to maybe maul in off the line out here. Kick from Samesi Masarewa. Takes it out right there at about that 5-meter line. Then last line out. Stolen away by Australia. Look to go deep. Taken at the top there by Moore. This one starts to spin quite a bit. Must make sure that ball is presentable now. Did not happen, so the turnover ball back to Australia.
Yeah, a little bit messy there from Japan. You could see the Australian guys had got in through the sides before the ball came down. Managed to get the ball, turn it into a maul, and then it's always difficult to sort of get that onto your sides once the maul's called by the referee. So, again, Japan wasting a few vital opportunities early on in this game to get points away. Showed great enterprise by choosing to go for the corner. In a tight fixture like this, 3 points can be very valuable.
Still in possession here, though. Actually, after the final call here. Just over 13 minutes gone by. Looks like we do have a substitution, our first of the match.
Reece Hodge hobbling off means that young Jordan Petia is going to get a crack at 15, who's a very exciting young player. I know a lot of Australians have been, begging for this guy to get his shot, so let's see how he goes on the big stage.
So put in for the scrum to the Wallabies here. This one goes down early. Penalty awarded for the Wallabies. Straight down, said Japan. See Labuschagne pulling the forwards back. No talking to the ref. As we get back, and Australia look to find touch here. Able to do so. About 30 meters out. As you said, Ben, we've been seeing some really quick play. This is into touch, now taken here by Australia. Working that touch line. To make some meters here. Now, recycled back out. Again into contact. White continues here. Cooper all the way to look outside. Bit of a bobble there and losing a good 10 meters off of that. Not release the call. Did go to deck, did not release the ball, so a penalty awarded to Japan. And like you were saying, this one a little bit more in the center of the pitch. We'll see if they go for the post. They do.
Yeah, a little fumble there from the Australians led to a big swamp of Japanese players diving in there, putting pressure. It was done for not releasing on the floor and picking it back up and going again. So Japan will be happy here. I think 3 points after the pressure. They think this will be good for their confidence, gives them something to build on, and hopefully it'll mean that we'll see an exciting next couple of minutes to see what hold in this game.
Kaya Matsuda looks to strike this one. There's the fans here in the Showa Denka Dome. Show their support. Brave Blossoms look to get on the board. This one up and through. So 7-3 our score. Just over 16 minutes gone by here in the first half of action. Ben's been fun so far.
Masuda will be happy with that, having a nice early kit, easy in front of the post, gaining confidence. Hopefully that'll lead to him to be more confident with the boot in later on in the game.
Cooper goes a bit deeper on this one. James Moore, Australian native, into contact. Now just over the 22-meter line. They did take it over, so again, they'll probably want to keep this one in touch. Strong take over the top, and Australia are back in possession. So good work with the ball in the air. Spinning it all the way out to the far side of the pitch. Nice little step, but a big collision there as Labuschagne into contact and stifles that attack. And Cooper looks to find charging forward there and out in with the backs. Now just has to fight off a few defenders on his own. Leaving it off there. Nice little skip pass. But the offload there at the end just off the mark. Knock on the call, so we have an advantage here being played for Japan. Let's try the near side of the pitch. Contact right at midfield goes Lemecki. Look to work it back. Nice little skip pass. Back to the center. Lafale. Out to the outside. Masarewa. Probing run. Comeback advantage was on there.
You've got to enjoy Japan's intent, though, of throwing the ball, taking charge when they have advantage. It's exciting stuff to watch. And I think, one of the big things about Japanese rugby is they're becoming a team that, people want to see play rugby because they play such an exciting on top of the great game ground.
I mean, go back to 2015, that win over South Africa was, again, still one of the most thrilling matches I've ever seen, and just really shows the heart of these Brave Blossoms and what they can put out there. Again, down by 4 here, but with an attacking opportunity to come.
Line out not been running as well as they'd liked. They've had a few turned over. So let's see if Japan can get it right and put themselves in good position here, deep in Australian half.
And again, Japan missing Michael Leach in this one, as he was scheduled to be a reserve as his normal number 6 position, but he's taken the number 19, but he has been ruled out for this one. And so just trying to find their groove there in the forward pack. This one off the top will have a knock on. Scrum down here for Japan.
Yeah, set piece is always a very big lean on when it comes to big games. You've got to get first phase ball, especially for the dangerous backs that Japan have. It's an area they're talking about at half-time, saying they need to work on their line out, get the delivery in and out as quickly as possible. Again, with the scrum being the lighter ball, in and out quickly and feed these dangerous backs.
Nagari with the put in here, able to take it quickly off the back. With the spin in here, Matsuda back into contact. Cooper with a good tackle. Off to the right now. Nice little inside pass. They'll fake that one off and takes it into contact smartly. Nagari back out again. This one, good defense there. Brave Blossoms get driven back a couple. The contact again. Nagari goes the weak side. Pass to the back. This one's knocked on. Little advantage here being played. Over now. After that kick through. Solid defense there from Japan. They're able to get that one out of there and just boot this one out immediately. So we'll have a line out back to Australia. Things starting to pick up a bit.
Tom Wright showing some serious wheels there through the middle. Pressure on them at the backfield when the ball was bouncing around in the backfield. Andrew, seeing that they were at ones and twos and just prodding in the ball behind, making them turn. Good attacking opportunity for Australia.
This one goes up over the top. Finally taken there by Japan. They just laid on the ball, not releasing the call. And so a penalty to Australia in a very fortunate position here. We're going to likely take the 3 as we watch this one again. Goes down into contact. But good job with the counter ruck and the poach attempt there by Australia. It looks like, Ben, they have gone for the kick, and so we'll have a line out here for Australia.
Yeah, showing their intent as well. They feel that they're dominant in the line out. They've come away with points every time into the Japanese 2, so a confident team at the moment.
Able Secure it off the top, straight into the maul. Starting to find some space there on the right side. An advantage being played now as Japan came in from the side. So a big opportunity here for the Wallabies. See if they try some trickery. They'll spin it all the way out to the outside. Got some space. There's the corner, and they're in for the first try of the match. It is the reserve Jordan Petaia. Petaia with the try and the 12 points up on the board now for Australia.
Yeah, he definitely would have enjoyed that one. Again, Japan giving a penalty that Australia can really try different things. Quade Cooper loves at the back, giving his guys a bit of time on the ball. Andrew Callaway with a great pass, just making it an easy run-in for the substitute Jordan Petaia.
So just like that, lead extended here for the Wallabies. This again, bad memories for the Wallabies here in this stadium in particular, as this is where they did get knocked out of the 2019 World Cup and their 40-16 loss to England. Japan familiar with this venue as well, as they took on Italy here back in 2018.
Interesting looking back at that try as well. Just Quake not to go for the points, go for the corner. Obviously, they're confident. The forwards feel like they've got Japan in the line out. They got that maul rolling on, got the advantage, take risks then, ended up scoring the 5 points in the corner.
Yeah, just pulling that ball back and forth on a string and then finally getting it all the way to the outside to Petaia. So Cooper takes his time. Looks to slot this one through. Got the distance, but up and through. Flags go up, extending the lead now 14-3. About midway through the first half.
You can just see all those passes hitting the guy in front in a bit of space, pulling them to the width, and eventually just an easy dot down.
Suda will get us started again. Nice high ball. Not taken cleanly, though, by the Wallabies. And so a big opportunity here for Japan to strike back quickly. Keep it inside with the big fellas. Nice little charging run there. Himeno looked to go a little sloppy with the offload, but Japan able to retain possession. Chwangu right at the 22-meter line now. Good little offload. Nice pace of play here for Japan. A little drop pass back to the outside. Gives them some numbers there on the far side of the pitch. Over the 22, about 10 meters out now. Nagari pulls that one out the back. Lapuschagne, the Aussie into contact. Strong defense as we get close here. Just looking for any sort of hold squirt through at this point. Japan again down by 11. Looking to get back into this one. Kick up over the top. They've got some space 5 meters out now. There's the beautiful catch here on the near side of the pitch. And just like that, Japan cut back into the lead. 14-8 your score.
What a fantastic team try there. They kept bouncing back, getting a bit of two-sided attack, and eventually Ben's just slotted in, seeing the winger in a bit of space. A lovely pinpoint ball across the field. He had a bit to finish it off, but great feet, good strength in the contact as well. He gets over in the corner. What a great try from the Cherry Blossoms.
Amano Lemeki gets the first up on the board for Japan. Not the easiest kick all the way from the corner for Matsuda. 14 minutes left to play here in the first half of action. Every point important as we go. Is Japan definitely holding their own here in the first half, though. And that was a fantastic response for them. As Ben was saying, they were able to keep it inside, had quite a few phases there on the far side of the pitch. And then just that beautiful kick from Matsuda all the way to the outside to Lemeki. He was able to use just brute force to fight through that final tackle and stretch over for the try. Matsuda collects. Sets for the kick, able to keep this one just inside the posts and over. So some fantastic kicking on the day so far. And that one will bring Japan back in within 4. As we have a good one here on our hands. Cooper gets set. Nice high kick right at the 22. Strong take there from James Moore. Nagari outside here. Able to retain possession and a penalty awarded there. Not rolling away, I believe. DeBow with the penalty. And so Japan should be able to clear the lines here and give themselves some breathing room. It's Masarewa. Uses that right boot. It's a nice one out into touch right at midfield. A little over 10 left to play here in the first half. And Tim Wilkes and Ben Foden with you here live from the Showa Dome in Oita, Japan. It's this matchup between number 10 Japan and number 3 Australia. The most up-to-date World Rugby rankings. This one tapped over, and a good take here from the Wallabies. We'll look to find some space there on the far side. But it's taken easily there from Masarewa, and he will return the kick with the chip up over the top. Strong take there from Cooper. Looks like able to bring it down. Into contact again go the Wallabies. Kick there, able to find some space. Looking for that 50-22, but stays in touch. And Masarewa will look to clear the lines. This one stays in as well. And so now the Wallabies back in hand over midfield. Cut inside there from right. White scoops this one back out. Now going to try the near side of the pitch. Excuse me, the far side of the pitch, looking on the weak side. Strong tackle there from Labuschagne, who has been a force on the defensive end, the captain there for Japan. And again, the weak side. Couple there, but pass just a bit behind. It'll trickle out into touch, and so we'll have a line out here for Japan.
We've seen a few times now Australia bounce down that blind side, trying to pick off numbers and get some gains down the blind side. Definitely a tactic. They've definitely looked at a bit of footage and seen that Japan are a little bit weak to mark up that blind side. So we have to look out for that throughout the game.
Yeah, for sure, and definitely done it over a handful of times on either side of the pitch thus far. There's the throw down to Cornelsen. Jack Cornelsen, son of Aussie great Greg Cornelsen. One of 3 Aussies here on the pitch for Japan. All 3 coming out of the Panasonic Wild Knights here from the top league, giving them status here to play for Japan. This one's steal. Penalty was on, but it's a quick take. They looked for the scoop pass out there from Himeno, just off the mark though, so they'll come back for the penalty. And a big opportunity here for Japan, down by 4 with about 8 left to play here in the first half.
Great refereeing there as well. You could see he was going to blow for the penalty, and then just as he was about to, saw the Japanese player come away with the ball. Sadly, the offload wasn't to hand, and the chance went begging. But another opportunity for 3 points here for Japan.
Help them to stay in this one. Again, our referee, Paul Williams from New Zealand. Good job seeing that one through. Now it'll be Matsuda, who just hit one from the corner. It's a bit of an easier one. So far, 2 for 2 on the day, as you see there. Chance now for Japan to cut it to 1. Suda. Concentration. Approaches. Strikes it clean, and it is through. So 14-13 your score. And we've got a tight one on our hands now, Ben.
Yeah, I sort of knew that it was going to be like this, back and forth, taking chances, and that's where Japan have grown into the game. They've gone to the Australian 22 now and come away with points, whereas early on in the game they were going there and blowing chances, but now they're sort of into a rhythm. They scored that early try. Confidence is definitely on the up, and Matsusuna seems very capable off the tee, so they're taking their 3 points when they're on offer. So now we're into a 1-point ball game.
And this is a team we've seen in their previous matches this year back in July. Does seem to get a bit stronger as the second half progresses on. So any lead that Australia can go will give them a big chance as we enter the second half. But still 7 minutes to play here. Cooper into contact just on the inside of midfield. Now they take it across the midfield stripe. And a penalty awarded there. In from the side come the Wallabies. And so a big opportunity here for Japan right at midfield.
Let's see if he has the leg. He might fancy it from here. It's just going to be on the tip of his range, I feel, for Matsuda, whether he can knock it over just inside his own half. But great at the breakdown. One thing that the Japanese back row are all very good at is getting around the field, getting on the ball, getting those turnovers, which are going to be vital in this game.
Like you said, they got there quick. Tom Wright tried to come in and counter-ruck that one out, but as we saw, came in from the side. Beautiful kick. Sets up Japan about 10 meters out here as they look to take the lead. Big opportunity.
You can see the Japanese forwards getting together. They really know that their line-out needs to function and needs to function well here. You can see them all gathered around, making sure that they get the calls so everyone knows what they're doing. And hopefully they'll have a successful line-out this time.
They go to the front lifter again. Nice little take. That's where they've had most of their success. They try to go out back, and they've had a couple of troubles. And now a nice little toss-off there. Nagari running the show here for Japan. And we had a knock-on, no advantage gain. So an opportunity blown there by the Japanese. And we'll see if Australia can relieve some pressure here.
Big defensive hit there from Australia. In a vital part of the field as well, but that's putting your body on the line for your team there. He's running full pelt, gets nice and low, double hit, and sadly the 12 for Japan loses the ball in the contact. You can just see Hooper straight away on the ball there as well.
Yep. An opportunity here for the Wallabies to clear the lines. Seen a bit of dominance from Australia here in the first half in the scrums. Japan getting pushed back a bit. And there's the advantage. So another penalty awarded here for Australia. They'll look to make something happen there. That pass goes awry, but advantage was on, so we'll come back to the penalty.
We talked about that weight disadvantage in the scrum. Australia really leaning on it hard. You can see they're getting the ball back to the number 8's feet, and then they're going again and looking for the double shove, putting Japanese scrum under a lot of pressure and forcing the referee to call these penalties in Australia's favour.
Yeah, the Japanese scrum just starts to get sideways a bit and break apart. So the pressure from the Wallabies paying off here in the first half with the big fellas. And we've seen some magic there from Cooper as well. Japan holding their own now. Under 4 minutes left to play here in the first half. Wallabies right at the middle as that tunnel closed quickly, but they're able to come away with it. Quick hands. Look to spin it back here to the center of the pitch. Now White back here to the near side. Strong defense, though, from Japan. Good little counter ruck. Let's see if they're able to get into it. But finally, White's able to scoop this one up. Continue on. 3 minutes left to play now. Bring this one all the way back. So you get the calls there from Williams, trying to keep things under control. This one high up top. Goes back. Advantage being played. Advantage over now. And this one just knocked back forward, so given back away. Japan back on the attack. Nice little move around a couple there from Matsuda. Now this one squirts out the back, picked up from Nagari. Out to the far side. Nice bit of hands. There's Labuschagne running over a couple defenders just outside the 22 now. Cross they go. This one a bit scrappy down in there. And it's the Wallabies able to come away with the penalty. And the turnover ball not releasing. So again, Ben just right on the spot for the poach. And they're able to win themselves another turnover.
You've got to applaud the mentality of the Japanese, though. They are playing with some ferocious tempo. Mm-hmm. The 9 is in and out those breakdowns, getting the ball out. The players are running hard onto the ball, right flat at the line. It's high risk, but high reward. And we've seen it pay off a few times with good offloads. And obviously, the try they scored early on, but not quite getting to hand there. And like you said, Australia, Hooper, one of the best in the business at getting on the ball and making that vital turnover for Australia.
So we'll see it one more time here as they're able to get right over the top of it and just kind of playing that nice, patient defense. And as soon as Japan gives them the opportunity, they're able to strike with that counter ruck and cause the turnover. So line out here for Australia. Under 2 minutes left to play. To go deep, taken nicely off the top. A big charging run through the defense. Valentini causing a ruckus in there. Now over the 10-meter line go the Wallabies. Looking to add some points here before half. Good little pop pass. Able to keep things moving. Into contact again. Nice little pass there. Valentini charges through yet again. All the way out to the far side. Breaking the defense. Over the 22 again. Australia look to recycle. Nice charging ball inside. That was Phillip with it. As they continue, White with the pass. And Cooper a little behind the back action. With that penalty on, we'll come back here for a big opportunity, maybe for some extra points now for Australia.
Quade Cooper's so aware of everything that's going on around him. Knew he had the advantage, tried the miracle ball, back around his back. I love to see it from your playmaker, someone who's willing to take risks, but knowing when to do them on his terms. Having the advantage, knowing that they have the secure 3 points probably from in front of the sticks. So he'll look to knock this over, I'm sure, just leading into halftime and give them a bit of breathing room.
We have a player down here, so we'll take a bit of a break. But as you see Labuschagne talking to Paul Williams, trying to keep things under control. This is his first go at the captainship here. So you, again, Leach out for Japan. But a pretty strong first half. I think both teams really playing to their strengths thus far. And we're going to have a wild one here in the second half on our hands.
Yeah, both back rows have really stepped up. I said Michael Hooper made the turnover before, but actually I think it was Leota. And then we saw a very strong carry from Rob Valentini, who put Australia on the front foot and sort of, made that first initial break, then puts the defence on the back foot. And you can see the way Quade's playing and the way Nick White are playing, trying to get on top of that defence by put balls, then playing out the back when it's the right time to pull the trigger. But been impressed with both back rows so far in this game.
For sure. Back and forth we go now as Australia look to extend the lead here. Make it a 4-point match. The goal golden boot from Cooper. We've seen throughout the Rugby Championship. Makes easy work of this one, and that will take us to the break. Ben, it's been a fun one here thus far. I think we'll take that break with them. 17-13 your score. We'll step aside, but stay tuned here to Flow Rugby as we'll